Fight. Battle for the Pirate King. Let's be honest here. The Pirate King title is the most prestigious title in the One Piece story. And yes, we are far and far away from someone actually being named the Pirate King. It's gonna be a long time. The last time there was a Pirate King was about 20 years ago with Goldie Roger. I am still hyped to see what's in store for the main character, Straw Hat Luffy, and the main villain I see, Marshall D. Teach Blackbeard. Hype things are indeed approaching. Now, this battle wasn't just made out of the spot out of nowhere. You see a lot of these end of story battles, sometimes they're so recent that you don't even have no history or no build up, but this build up for the Blackbeard and Luffy battle has been happening since Drum Kingdom, the moment in which we saw Blackbeard introduced as a crazy dude who wreaked havoc and just destruction on Drum Kingdom. And even though what he did was very terrible and very bad, he kind of did help Chopper and his town, because Wappo had ran away because he was so scared of Blackbeard. So Blackbeard's introduction in Drum Kingdom was definitely 50-50, whether you think it's good or bad. It was still interesting. Or the meeting of Jaya. Yes, the meeting of Luffy and Blackbeard on Jaya when they're both fighting over who pies and drinks. It was hilarious seeing them both go at it. Whatever Blackbeard liked, Luffy hated. Whatever Luffy liked, Blackbeard hated. It was kind of a situation where you could see the similarities between these two characters. It was like these guys were like, seemed like they could be best friends for all I knew from the way they were acting. But then you see moments where like Luffy gets beat up by Bellamy and the greatest speech approaches. Sky Island does exist. A man's dreams never dies. Like, let them laugh. Let them laugh at your dreams. So Blackbeard is spitting facts. And the situation of Luffy and Zoro saying it's not him, it's they. A lot of crazy stuff happened on Jaya. We know Blackbeard after that then chased after Luffy for his bounty. The sicko he is. Zee-ha-ha-ha-ha. And then there's Impel Down. And Impel Down, these two characters, Luffy and Blackbeard, actually did battle. It wasn't a very long battle. Jinbei had to intervene, but they went at it, and Luffy got a couple of hits on Blackbeard. Now we know Blackbeard is the kind of character where there's been many instances where he takes hits and then he's still laughing right after. Like we saw when he took a hit from Whitebeard, he took a quake to his face and then he was still laughing balancing Goku. So Blackbeard, his weakness is taking hits, so I really didn't fault him for that, but still. And then he's like, Luffy, your haki has gotten stronger. So definitely a lot of crazy stuff in this actual Impel Down moment. But my favorite part is when he says it existed, right? When he's walking away from Luffy and Luffy turns around and then he's like, it's the same for One Piece. And he's talking about Sky Island and how he said it would exist and it actually did. And he said it's the same for One Piece. And that's just, these two characters are just grinding for that One Piece. So definitely the battle forward will be magnificent. Now we did have a short moment post time skip in the Dressrosa arc. Yes, the arc that was as long as 100 chapters. I believe it was 100 episodes. I'm not too sure if it was around, I believe it was like around 100 episodes. It was crazy long in the anime and the manga. But when Burgess is having a convo with Blackbeard about some stuff like Aokiji and some other stuff about their crew, he sees Luffy, and that's when he's like, yo, Luffy's here. And that's when they both go at it when it comes to vocally, Blackbeard and Luffy. We've seen them both go at it. We've seen Blackbeard and Luffy go at it when it comes to food. We've seen them go at it when it comes to physically. And now here they vocally when it comes to the actual situation of Ace's fruit. And we know there's a huge thing about Ace's fruit and Blackbeard and Luffy, and they have a lot of history there. But just seeing them go at it is definitely crazy. And I'll have many different moments where Ichiro Oda, the author, is hyping up this amazing battle. Now I brought up Ace, Portgas the Ace, and we know the whole situation of Ace fighting Blackbeard, which I personally feel like Ace fighting Blackbeard on Banaro Island is one of the best fights in One Piece. It was very interesting. Yes, they did skip a chunk of it, but seeing them both go at it, it was very lit. We know Ace was very pissed off with the situation of Thatch. I definitely feel like this is what Luffy's biggest problem with Blackbeard is right now with the whole Ace situation. We saw when he found out that Blackbeard is one who captured Ace, he was so angry. So definitely this is their biggest beef right now, is the whole Ace situation. And pretty much if you think about, Blackbeard is responsible for Ace's death in a way, but you can't really say that because Ace chased after Blackbeard. If you think about it, Blackbeard was just on his self-defense. Now Marineford, there wasn't really a Blackbeard Luffy confrontation, but there was crazy stuff in Marineford all around Blackbeard. We know he came in there and started wreaking havoc. He took out Whitebeard with his crew. And I will say this, one of the most important things we learned in Marineford is you will not be the one, pretty much. You're not going to be the one to find the One Piece. And like Whitebeard's pretty much talking about someone who's Goldie Roger's waiting for, and it kind of confirms that Goldie Roger is waiting for someone that doesn't fit the mold of Marshall D. Teach Blackbeard. So definitely Whitebeard was spitting facts. Now, one of the other biggest reasons why I believe Luffy and Blackbeard will get added extra heat is the whole Shanks situation. We know Luffy's role model is Shanks. Luffy, when we saw when Rayleigh was talking about Shanks, Luffy was so happy. And then we have Blackbeard, who has crazy history with Shanks. Blackbeard scarred Shanks when he was on guard. Shanks warned Whitebeard about Blackbeard, and they're meeting at Marineford where they both were going to go at it, but Blackbeard's like, not just yet, not just yet. It's kind of foreshadowing a huge battle between these two Yonkos, Red Hair Shanks and Blackbeard. So hype things indeed. They have a history, and there's definitely going to be a future between these two characters, which will connect to Luffy. Now, the whole situation of Blackbeard versus Dragon, yes, there is a connection with Luffy because Luffy is Dragon. Dragon is Luffy's father. They're blood related. And then we have Blackbeard, who we know the whole situation of Luffy and Blackbeard, their beef. So I definitely believe that them going toe to toe, there is a connection to Luffy, but isn't as great as the whole situation of Shanks and Ace, because Luffy loves Shanks and Ace more than Dragon because he doesn't even know Dragon. Though I do think if Dragon and Luffy know each other, that would be very crazy, and I think Luffy might even learn to love Dragon maybe in the future, who knows. But if that happens, then Blackbeard comes out of nowhere and fights Dragon again, and then maybe takes his fruit. That would be insane, and I would add more fuel to the fire, but I'm just doubting it right now. I don't think that's going to be a big thing. Now, both of these characters are Will of D members, and that's very huge because when two guys who have the initial D in their name go at it, I just get chills, yo. I'm like, yo, this is crazy. And I do gotta say positive because people are gonna go at me for saying this, but I definitely gotta say the voice sentry is probably gonna be revealed around the time that these two characters go at it, Marshall D. Teach and Monkey D. Luffy. And I believe their original names, Monkey D and Marshall D, there's gonna be two characters in the flashback voice sentry. They're gonna have these monikers, and Marshall D might be a traitor snake type, and Monkey D might be a character who just goes ham and just does what he does what Luffy, pretty much the same personality as Luffy. So that might be a crazy situation of voice sentry flashback that we see in the midst of this battle. I personally say this, yo, we're now hyping up another battle that's not revolved around Blackbeard. It's the Yonko Kaido, and Kaido and Luffy's been hyped up since Punk Hazard, and there's gonna be crazy stuff indeed when it comes to this huge war / battle. Kaido said himself he wants the greatest war the world has ever seen. But I personally believe that if Luffy does defeat Kaido, I know there's gonna be a lot of help, but if he does defeat him, after the battle's finished, I can see Kaido just lying down after the battle. He's been defeated, but he's still alive. And the only way that Kaido actually gets killed is by Blackbeard stealing his fruit. That would be insane if that's the way that Kaido dies, because if your fruit is taken, you can't survive. That's pretty much confirmed. That's what I'm believing right there, because I think that's been confirmed as the status. But I definitely believe that if this happens, if Blackbeard takes Kaido's fruit, it's going to add heat to the situation of Luffy versus Blackbeard, because if Blackbeard in the final war pulls out Kaido's fruit, Luffy will be shocked. There'll be a flashback to the Kaido war, and Blackbeard will explain this guy will have the strongest creature's fruit and Whitebeard's strongest man's fruit and the strongest fruit, the Yami Yami no Mi, in a battle versus Luffy. Oh my goodness. Now, definitely Vegapunk and the past relationship with Blackbeard, the connection. I believe there's a connection between these two characters. Vegapunk knows everything about the fruits. Blackbeard is obsessed with the fruits. Marco stated that Blackbeard's body was different. Was he experimented? In a kid picture of Blackbeard, he looks so sad. So I definitely believe that Vegapunk might be related to Blackbeard, and that's why Vegapunk was so angry when Caesar was doing experiments, because Vegapunk has a dark history with that. That's my guess right now, a speculation. But we know that Smoker, yes, a character Smoker, you might think, why am I mentioning Smoker? People call him Loker. They don't really like Smoker, but Smoker is heading towards Vegapunk. And I believe when Smoker heads to Vegapunk, he'll get major improvements when using his fruit, the smoke fruit, and he's gonna do some crazy stuff in the future. What if in the future, after Smoker, Luffy and Vegapunk have a meeting, and Luffy and Vegapunk, they get down to the secrets of the Gomu Gomu no Mi, which helps Luffy get stronger in the usage of his fruit? That would be insane, and it would bring a connection towards Vegapunk, Luffy, and Blackbeard. Now, the final fight, you're probably thinking, Mac, what do you think is going to go down the actual battle? Not these around the battle, not hyping up the battle, not the history. I believe right now what's going to happen is going to be Luffy versus Blackbeard. Monkey D. Luffy versus Marshall D. Teach. The man with 3 fruits, Blackbeard, and the man with Luffy who has a fruit, but he also has mastered the fruit, mastered his haki, and has got the voice of all things, and maybe even mastered that, whatever ability that comes with. I definitely believe that this battle will take place on Raftel. Before I stopped believing it, but now I'm thinking it's going to happen, because just because you have the road poneglyphs doesn't mean the information on the road poneglyphs is only to you. You can obtain the road poneglyphs information and bounce like Brook just did. So definitely, I think they're both gonna have information to get to Raftail, and I think Blackbeard's gonna get there first, but Luffy's gonna find the One Piece first, and that's gonna make Blackbeard go into a crazy rage. When Blackbeard goes into a crazy rage, he's gonna go monster mode, all 3 fruits in usage. Luffy will have to pull out something that's stronger than that. I'm not too sure what it's gonna be, a new gear. I don't know too sure of a Awaken combining with that. It's gonna be insane. This battle we felt around the whole world, on Raftail being the center spot to this battle. And the end of the battle, I don't think Luffy's gonna kill Blackbeard, but like I said many times, I think Blackbeard might drown. His hunger for his fruit, and actually seeing a character drown for the first time with the fruits, that'll be insane, because like people are gonna mention filler characters. I don't mention filler characters when it comes to the story of One Piece. And then there's Jack, who had a fruit but he didn't drown because he survived it. But Blackbeard dying because of his fruits and his hunger towards many fruits, it would be so poetic. But tell me your thoughts in the comment section. What do you think about the Luffy and Blackbeard final fight? I know you guys have crazy speculation, theories, and predictions that I love reading you guys in the comment section. And are you hyped for this battle? Because for me personally, well, Luffy's my favorite character in the One Piece story, and Blackbeard is my second favorite character in the One Piece story. So I'm definitely very excited for these two characters going at it. And I know I gotta root for Luffy, but I like Blackbeard as my second favorite character, so that's why it makes the fight itself so I'm longing